Okay, it's July 23. Actually, my sister's birthday. She's no longer with us. It's amazing now that I think about it. It's been quite a while. I was there in Miami. It was West Palm Beach or something, where she was in hospice. Sister Kathy, Lord rest her soul. She was a good Christian girl. She was a troublemaker for a big part of her life. Chip off the old block like the rest of us Lawsons, but she's in a better place, man. And yeah, here we are, and we're in a better place today too. Got tacks on. We went ahead and fit up our Nerfs. Cut them down little by little. Used our Nerf extensions, the PKT extensions. I showed you that were in the bags, so we had to cut some of the Nerfs down. Just kind of trying to get it, you know, fit up, and we got them. We got the pods fitting here, but that's for me, that's too close. That's way too close. Ben, what do you think? I know you're no, it'll be fine. I've seen pictures of these carts just recently from Mid-Ohio where these tires look like a dragster. Even the front tires are skinny and tall. I mean, they grow quite a bit. So just to be safe, we'll probably oblong the mounting holes and see if we can move them forward a little bit. If not, then we'll just, we'll get out the welder and we'll weld a new piece of metal on there. And relocate the holes a little bit forward. That's just too close. You can't even get your fingers in there. So in my experience anyway, if you can't run your fingers right through there, especially with the fiberglass and stuff, it's gonna rub. So, but man, this thing looks tough, doesn't it? My God, it's amazing. Just you know, I'm not a sprint cart guy, y'all. You know, I'm a lay down guy. Our cart, we're always trying to make it as narrow as we can. Look at, good Lord Almighty, look how wide that go-kart is. It's no wider than yours, Ben. It's no wider than anybody else's, but I'm not used to working on them and looking at it, so it's pretty crazy. We put some flat stock across and got these, the Nerfs, as level, flat as we could. We didn't put it on the ground. We're guessing that if we're level with the top of the chassis, you know, the chassis doesn't rub on the ground. These shouldn't rub on the ground either. So, and we just, this kind of dictates what goes on with the up and down. That one over there, a little weird. We get the back. The back looked like it was either level or going downhill a little bit, right? It was a little going down compared to the up, and the front was still up on the outside corner. So I don't know if that Nerf has been tweaked. We bought used stuff. Don't rightly know, but we just, you know what we did? We split the difference. We split the difference and we tacked it in place because we're done screwing around. We got to get the, you know, it's not going to a showroom, it's going to the racetrack. So we're going to, we're gonna get her ready for August. 6 weeks, wow, man, it's gonna be tight. Gonna be tight. Only a couple things I think are gonna hold us up. One, water pump. I have an electric pump. I'd like to use the electric pump, which means then I'd have to scab in a battery. I suppose I could use one of the battery packs for this car here since we're not really running it. No big deal. So we'd have battery. We have pump here. Yeah, maybe we'll just do that, you know. Barking with Bob. He doesn't agree with Bob Cole and the boys using the floor tray from the main frame rail to main frame rail. It can't go outside the main frame rail, but I think they come right up to their aluminum pan here, the OEM pan, and they put a floor tray on. And of course, you know I'm going to put a floor tray on my cart. I'm going to make a carbon fiber pan because I have some carbon in the back, and we're going to add a little tunnel to the back. Why? Because we can. Because we can. Just to piss people off. Just to make waves, man. I mean, that's about all we're gonna get out of this hobby at this point, right? I haven't gone everywhere, raced everywhere, driven everywhere I wanted to. So as you get older, I'll be 60 next February. Maybe that'll be bucket list for my 60th birthday. I'll treat myself to a couple long distance trips. and just go and turn. Doesn't need to be legal, doesn't need to be whatever. If they'll let me on a track, I just go and turn laps because we're just there to run the track. We aren't there to compete with anybody. It's nice. It's actually nice to head to the track now to really truly enjoy my hobby. I can't tell you, for years and years when we were competitive and there was a good 6-8 years where we were relatively fast. We ran up front in our class. We raced for points. We won championships. We won titles. We won some races and all that kind of stuff. And that's all fine and dandy, but it makes it very serious. And I ain't into the serious thing no more, right? I want to have fun. So for some people, they can't have fun with their go-kart hobby unless they're beating up on everybody, unless they're spending more money than everybody else and winning more trophies than everybody else, and that's not my thing. It's never been my thing. So that's why we're going to this here, to experience something different, something new. No pressure, no competitive bug. Just go and go as fast as the cart will go, as fast as I can go. My balls will let me go, right? So she's coming together. You guys have watched it. We've done a lot of work. I'm not sure which one this is now, what number this is, 6, 16, 18, 22, 25, 29. I don't know. But it's time to get back to the Blue Demon and get her get her in one piece. I was actually going to do this and then run right out and cut the side 40. So, I could get back out here tomorrow and do some more. And I think I've got probably 2 more days before we really got to go back around and cut the other, the yard part of the grass instead of the wild side. This stuff over here grows so darn fast, and want to stay on top of it, but also you make time to get things done. Talk to Rich. Got to work some things that we need to get a rotor now for him because his new Paul Martin caliper is about 1/8 of an inch too tight for that little vented rotor he's got on here, and that's an old Enginetics rotor. So we need to get a 7-inch, 1/4-inch wide rotor sent in, and then we can get him snapped back together. We had a little talk today at lunch about the front brakes syndrome, and I think, folks, if we're going to do this at all, put on the big baskets, right, with the Paul Martin front brakes instead of messing with any of this. Because if we change this to put a brake mount on, everything's gonna have to get worked on. So if we do anything, we'll put something off the front and gusset it in, and we can put the brakes on the front. Well, they're on the front side of some cars, whatever. Front, back, it don't know any better. So if we're gonna do it, we can do that. That's just a cutting, little fabrication, little template making, fabricating, cut, grind, weld, fit it all up kind of thing. He can come over here during the winter when he's bored and play with this thing and do it, and no big deal. We don't have to replace anything else, right? So he'd still be in business. He just said, you know what, if we can just get the rear brakes working so he's comfortable with the travel and all that kind of thing, and they don't drag and they don't hang up like this other one did, then he says, I'll just, because he don't intend to take this thing to no race events where there's rules and stuff. He's got multiple helmets that I think he may have wore them half a dozen times, and I painted every one of those helmets, and there isn't a scratch on them, but now they're not legal. Up there at the test day, you're on your own dime. We don't tech your cart. We don't care about your helmet either. You want to wear a $50 helmet, that's up to you, man. I don't suggest you do it, but there you go. That's what happens when you do track day. You're kind of on your own recognizance, right? I mean, you're on your own dime, so to speak. We got a little bit of work to do on Bray's cart, but we're not going to get to that right away because he's not going to be back for a few weeks. Chris West is going to bring his little guy Maverick. We'll get you some. Maverick looks into the channel. He watches a little video. So this is what your dad's looking at, maybe buying you our spare go-kart back there. The old the one that Brooklyn never really got to drive. She took this one for a ride and didn't like it. So too bad for Brooklyn. Good for you, right, Mav? Hey, there you go. So we're gonna do a little tuning up on this, get it tuned in a little better, and I think we're gonna adjust the the governor, we may go with direct throttle and just govern it down at the throttle stop. And that way, you know, we ain't got to worry about it turning too many revs and the motor exploding or anything like that. We won't. The kid, he's 9 years old. He don't need to be going 65 miles an hour anyway, right? So, but she looks good, doesn't she? Those wheels turned out nice, cleaning up that bead edge on the front and the back. It gives it a little Formula One look to it. Super happy with how things are going. So far, so good. Next, we'll get this stuff welded up solid for sure. We got to clean some paint off, tip it up on its side, clean some paint off, get the pods off and what have you, and get those welded up solid and put a little barbecue paint on the bottom so, you know, we hide the sin. Then we're going to go ahead and straighten up this floor tray because she's a little cattywampus. She's a little beat up, folks, if you can see that. Here, let me put it here. Yeah, she's a little... She's seen better days. She's in bad shape just like me. So we'll get that on, go get that cleaned up like we said, try to get some kind of vinyl or something on it. We'll get that on, get our new tank on, and start, you know, get our torsion bar on, get our brakes bolted up, bleed our rear system, get everything nailed down where it's supposed to go. We got working on a bumper. As you know, there's no lower hoop to this thing here. There should be another hoop going down here, just like on the kitty cart over there. We're gonna either have Ed bend us something up. We got some measurements from Sean at Nelson Ledges when he was sticking the cart in the trailer. Hey Sean, appreciate that, buddy. I think you said 14 inches outside to the outside, and it's about 2 inches from I don't know, we need to be sure about that. I mean, it doesn't really much matter. It's really just going to dictate how high the bumper is. We may just have Ed bend us something and leave the legs long, and then just notch it and sand it and fudge it in until we're comfortable. But we got to get the dynamic of nose down. We got the little plastic bumper parts. These deals, these adjustable things, they bolt onto the dynamic of nose. There's the bolt kit for it. So we need to get the nose down and see exactly, you know, we can just eyeball it, you know, as long as it doesn't interfere with our pedals moving, the bumper itself, right, you know. We also have billet pedals upstairs. I think we're gonna put those on as well. Why not, right? Why not at this point? So yeah, we're tearing it up. We're getting her done. We're working on it. That's about all I can say. She's looking good though. She's coming around. I'm excited. Hope y'all are having fun looking in. I hear some rumbling and thunder and lightning out there. So you know what that means? I just got out of cutting the side 40. So I spent a little bit more time out here. Hang in there, y'all. It's going to get better. It's getting better by the minute over here. God bless. We're praying for you.